Welcome back to another behind the scenes vlog. This is number 4 for those of you keeping track. As always, somewhere on the screen, I'm not sure where, we've got Lee.
Hello.
And Chris.
It's me.
Hello, here I am again.
Yes.
On
Lee, why don't you tell the people what they're going to see today? Because it is a big boy.
Oh yeah, this is a big boy. Okay, so y'all are going to be watching a compilation of a lot of BTS footage that we recorded during the duration of filming Lillith. We didn't really have the BTS cam too much during that time because Vin was also operating the actual camera. So you're going to see intermediate pieces here and there, like some stuff from the beginning, some stuff from the end, some stuff from the middle.
Yeah, it is in chronological order, though.
Yes.
So what you will see in the beginning, we shot during the beginning of production, and the stuff at the end is in like the last week of production, and you can see the life slowly drain from our eyes.
Oh boy, you sure can.
But you can also see us grow in our efficiency. We go from full of hope with very little skill to full of skill with very little hope.
That's very accurate. Wow.
Yes.
You'll see in the beginning we kind of like some people are standing around when they should be doing stuff and we're trying to figure it out. But by the end we get really good.
And then toward the end
we're just not happy
it's
about
the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Toward the end we're all in each other's way all the time.
Yes.
This is also true. But all right. So what say we get the show on the road?
Yes.
We can give it a shot.
Show this to the nice people.
On the count of 3.
Are you going to do go as well?
Yes.
Or just 3?
On 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
All right.
There we go.
Here we are. Here's Ken, our audio guy.
Yeah, he had the BTS cam this day. So this is actually day 5 of production, I believe. And what we were doing here, we were filming a scene in the locker room of my old high school, which was they were very nice to let us, film there. That was cool. That was really I appreciate. Thanks, Mattawan Regional High School. But they proceeded to let us film there. It was about a couple days before the school year started, and we were filming mostly in the football cage of the locker room. What they didn't tell us was that the football team had already been practicing.
Mm-hmm.
So as you'll see here, all of their stuff is just everywhere.
Their sweaty stuff.
It was ripening.
Their smelly stuff. Their terrible
was
stuff.
The most nauseating
disgusting
smell I've ever experienced in my life. It was truly awful, and we emptied about 2 cans of Lysol in that room just trying to make it like breathable air. And all that really did was make it like smell nicer, but it was still just as not breathable because then you're breathing in Lysol.
It smelled good, but your body,
so you're just choking consistently.
True.
Hey, look, there's Chris. Hey, look, there's Taylor.
Yep.
Yes. And then the other. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead and introduce
Oh yeah,
him.
I was just gonna introduce everyone. So in order of appearance, you saw Nell Kessler. She plays Jenna. You saw Robin Parent. She plays Emma. You briefly saw Savannah Witten. She plays Lillith. And then we also had Taylor come in towards the end.
Yes.
And he plays Charlie.
And then we saw Chris, our AD.
With
He's
Nell
the one
creeping behind him.
at you. And then the person who shooed me away with the camera was Haley.
And there's Vin.
She was our saving grace, among other things, among Gaffer and everything.
My eyes are still full of life there. You can see I'm actually enjoying myself at that point.
Yeah. And as Lee mentioned, this was very early on, so we were still getting used to our camera, our equipment. We were using a Blackmagic 2.5K.
It was also very early in the day.
Yes.
This is about 5 in the morning.
Oh yeah, so you'll see us all like pining over our caffeine drinks the whole time. We'll be like, yes, coffee. Yes, Monster.
Oh my god, how many times did we end up getting locked in that cage by mistake?
At least a handful.
Too many.
Yeah. The lock was really stiff, and so every time it shut too much, we would have to really force it to open.
We were locked. Yeah.
And now what really matters, here's craft services.
Craft services.
Yeah, yes, there we go.
We had some
crafty
cups
and yogurt.
Some Chobani.
And then I put it down to get some craft services. All right.
So here we are a few days later. We were filming out on the streets of Cranford, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. It was not nice weather, particularly. No. We ended up getting rained out this day.
But fantastic town.
That was not a fun time.
They were super accommodating.
And that dolly.
Yeah.
Yes, made by my brother.
Yes, and it worked so well.
It worked like a charm.
homemade, and when you see it in action, it is buttery smooth.
It is. It was
fantastic,
smooth as hell.
Yes.
And
what was it? It was like skateboard wheels on PVC.
Yes, skateboard wheels on PVC and plywood.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe one day we'll release that.
Us speeding a car down a residential street, and the residents were also super nice. They were like letting us like put stuff on their driveways.
And we had a police escort who went and was like, "Please be quiet, everybody." It was great.
Yeah, I know it worked out really well. Cranford was very accommodating to us, and I'm eternally grateful for that. And now here we are, stuck in the rain.
Yep, so it started, we were hoping, we were like hanging around for a little while because we were hoping that, the rain would just pass over. Luckily, throughout production, we actually got pretty lucky when it came to rain, generally speaking. You'll see the greatest example of that next, in our next sequence. But, today was not one of those days.
Yeah,
we got rained out, and we didn't really have a backup.
Thankfully, this was the only day where we got rained out, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It really was.
We got very lucky. Yeah, and here you can kind of see a little tour of Cranford, New Jersey. Beautiful little...
quite nice little small town vibe.
Yeah. Well, because how many towns did we actually look at, Lee? A couple, right?
You and me, Vin, we looked at, I think 4 or 5 at least. And none of them had, that right aesthetic. I think the closest one that we had was what? Was it Cranberry?
Yes, but that was such a small downtown that it really wasn't going to work for what we were looking for.
Right.
And here's us getting rained out, basically. We're waiting around for it to stop, and spoiler alert, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it never ended up...
So we are moving on to the day 8, I believe.
Yes,
yep.
This day was stressful.
Stressful, but it came out awesome.
It came out awesome, but going into it, we were so nervous because it was first off, this was an outdoor shoot. We had no backup plan for what we were going to do in case.
Also,
it rained.
here you can actually see me working, and
what
I was doing a lot of was filling out paperwork.
Needs you to sign some shit.
Yep.
But, so this is around the point when we had about a 90% chance of rain around the time we were supposed to start filming the day.
Yes. And you'll notice the general energy of everyone here is pretty low, to put it lightly. But this is us right before we were going to go out. We were shooting at night outside. We had a little location
in the woods
nearby that we were heading out to. It was luckily, we had prepped. We had a tent in case we needed a little bug out situation. We also had floodlights, to light the scene and light our work area. And
one of the things, whenever we worked outside, I always worked pretty closely with Ken, our audio guy, and Haley.
In case you needed a bug out plan.
Yeah, because there was always a bug out plan, whether it was calling for rain or not. This night we had the ultimate bug out plan.
Oh, look at my eyes! They're so dead.
Just because we knew that we were going to ruin all of our equipment if anything happened.
Yeah.
Because we, like Chris said, we were close, but we were not that close to the indoors.
Yeah, it was a solid minute or two walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a few minutes walk, especially when you're talking about all the woods that.
Yeah, when you have to go through all the brush and navigate around the wires and the poison ivy and all that.
Yeah, and
so
stuff. Also we were running extension cords.
Yeah,
quite far.
Right.
Yeah,
quite far.
We ran them really far, and then they were going to get those extension cords after everything else was broken down was a scary experience because it was very dark.
So clearly it didn't rain though. We watched the forecast up until the moment we were supposed to go out and film, and the clouds literally parted around us. The storm parted around us and then converged back in front of us.
Genuinely a miracle, and it worked out very well.
Yep. Not one single drop. We were all still worried the entire night, but not one single drop.
Yeah, and I don't know how we managed to avoid that, but something was looking out for us.
Yes. You know what I will say here? General tip for your life. If you're shooting any sort of big production or medium size, even a small production, if you can get permission, get permission.
Yes, this is true.
Because we got the cops called on us how many times? Twice during this night? Once? Twice?
No. Once during this night.
We
did have permission though.
We did have permission, and then
that's what I was getting to. I was going to say that when the cops found out, they're like, no, they're allowed to be there. I'm like, okay, cool, great.
No. I'm sorry, that wasn't this night. That wasn't this night. That was the other night that we were out there.
Oh,
Second
same
night
same location.
Same location, different day.
Night of shooting.
Yeah. But we had permission and everything was fine, which is
of course.
That's the moral of the story. Is if you have permission, you have the law on your side.
True.
Because we weren't being overly loud. We were just, being noticeable.
Yeah,
enough
we were
that
being very
conscientious,
actually. We were trying to keep it down, generally speaking, for whenever we could.
Right.
Because we knew this was still like a pretty residential area.
It's a very residential area. We were in the yard behind my house.
Yeah. Although there's
a large stretch of woods, but
there's a large wooded area.
There I am carrying a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, actually, and not on your property. This was on
my neighbor's property.
Correct?
Right. Yeah. My neighbor's property.
Yeah.
Because they have a large stretch of woods that is still part of their property, but it goes behind their fence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so you can actually see. I mean, like back there are residential housing.
Right.
Like, yeah, you can see that.
Yeah.
Luckily,
what you can't see actually though is about maybe 10 feet behind where Nell is standing, there is a drop off into a creek. So we did not have much room to set things up.
No, we did not. And luckily, the way that we framed everything in the film, it will appear as though they are deep in the wood.
Yes, but movie magic.
Yeah, movie magic. That's the thing.
That whole camera just.
And that was actually really fun setting up.
Yeah, this was a fun setup. Honestly, this whole thing was great.
Here's me using your cooking show.
Some kind of grinder. Italian herbs.
Necessary for all your rituals.
Necessary for all your demonic summonings.
Absolutely.
Use your Italian spices.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we were actually all that morning, we were prepping this location because we had to basically till the soil and, break up all, because that was actually completely covered with grass.
Yes, it was.
When we got there. So we had to kind of, make it a little bit more dirty.
Yeah, we spent the entire day working on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even though so by the time we were actually shooting, we had already been working all day, basically.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That was how it was most of the days, I think, where a lot of the time we were doing all the setup all day long, and then basically, shooting would happen and we'd be exhausted.
Yeah.
This is after the shoot.
Yes.
We are closing in. That's why I'm trying to get Nell to sign some shit. That's what I'm doing right there. And everyone's morale is quite up because we just had an awesome day of shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite the opposite of how we felt beforehand because we thought we were going to get rained out at midnight.
Yes, we did.
And yet it totally didn't happen at all. We shot until, I want to say, what was it, 2 or 3 a.m.?
A little earlier than that. I think I probably want to say 2:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
2:33. Actually, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of a factor that you don't really think about until you're there, and it's like, oh yes, I have all of these people's morale to worry about as well as our employees and Pepsi.
Exactly.
Pepsi.
Oh,
kept us
so
alive.
much Pepsi.
So here we are in Brooklyn. This was an apartment
my aunt's apartment.
Yeah, that we were basically living in.
Yeah, for a solid week.
Yeah, for a solid week. You could see that the Pepsi there was sustaining us.
That was
you can tell how long we've been in a location.
You're either breaking down a camera or setting it up. I'm not.
This looks kind of like breaking down. This is definitely at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yes.
Actually, no.
Yes.
This is the start. No, this is the start
Was
of the
it?
day. This is the first day we got there. This is the start of the day because this is when you guys were looking up frat party extras.
Oh yes. That is what we are doing right there.
I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember that too now. So this last sequence is basically just a compilation of all of
several
our days
days
at Brooklyn, at the Brooklyn house, because I couldn't quite tell which was which, and they just all blended together.
Some of this actually might be the first week we were there, and not the second week we were there.
Yeah, it may be. Yeah.
Oh,
Ken looks good in night vision.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
Got that night vision.
Get ready for this. This is some existential horror right here.
Yo.
I hate it.
We have fun.
We did. Oh, is this the infamous part?
Yes, it is. This is the infamous little monologue that I give to Ben about our morale on that week.
Let's let it play.
Yeah, we'll let it play out here. copyright infringement.
Yes, please.
This is going on the the DVD special features, or Blu-ray, I should say.
Yeah, I refuse to say it to DVD.
I know. Vin was very, very particular about that. So I just finished up doing the Kanban shot list for the week, and we're gonna fucking kill ourselves. This is gonna suck.
For sure.
Yeah.
Very good.
This is awful. And also, Vin mentioned before it was a terrible idea that we saw. Well, today we saw the sunrise and the sunset.
Yes, we did.
Got a few hours of sleep in between. We were up 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. shooting at the diner. And now we're here.
Yep.
And we have yet to even fucking begin shooting
have.
today, and it is 10:20 p.m. We're gonna fucking die.
I love our misery.
Yep. Yeah. So like we were up at ungodly hours.
Yeah.
Shooting at a diner, and then we subsequently, and that was in New Jersey, mind you. So
Right.
then we pack up, go up to Brooklyn, and then we're ready to shoot that night.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the shooting,
was,
as Chris mentioned, the shooting hadn't even started. I don't think it started until
legally, guideline-wise, we legally could not.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we had to wait. Well, actually, I don't believe so, because our two actors for the diner were it was Savannah and Michael. Whereas here we were using different actors, so we didn't have to worry about the forced call.
You're right.
That's why we were working like crazy. We
Right.
basically worked like over 24 hours straight,
Yeah,
basically,
that is
with
true.
like a nap in between.
Yeah, it was rough.
Because SAG doesn't care about production; they
No.
just care about
The talent.
talent. Yeah, they don't care about crew. So, and here we have Nell.
Who's also mentioning being dead inside. So, there's Taylor.
That's pretty accurate response to it all.
Do it again.
And here, actually, Lee is holding the camera.
I was.
Yes.
Right now.
Oh, have we mentioned Paige at all? Paige is here.
Yes,
Paige,
Paige.
Yeah, there's
Paige
Paige.
did our
She's
makeup
doing
and wardrobe,
makeup.
and that was it, right? Makeup and wardrobe. I feel like she did more too, but
Yep.
that's
that
what
is
she's
correct.
credited with.
Yeah. So, this was when we were... This is that same night, because I remember this is the night, Vin, that you were trying to leave by, I think, like 2:30?
Yes,
2:30
so I could be
a.m. or
home by
something.
4 because I
Vin
had
was
work
trying
in
to
the
leave by
morning.
2:30.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I had taken off from my job for 5 weeks, my other job, and I got off as long as I promised to come in for at least once a week. So the day that I was going in was the day after this, I believe. So I was like, I want to go home so that I can at least sleep for an hour and a half. So I tried to leave at 2:30 so I could be home by 3:34. And we brought it down to the wire there. It was real close. And I was miserable.
Yeah, it was. This was a miserable week. This was us trying to not be miserable.
Yeah, basically, it was just this day in particular. I remember was really, really brutal.
This was
very,
this was
very
rough.
long hours. I mean, you could tell how tired everyone is.
Oh, yeah.
basically,
Right.
except for the talent, maybe. I mean, they weren't that tired.
Some of them were.
Well, and you know what I think really, at least it got me through. I don't know about you guys, but it was all, wow, look at that stance. It was all temporary. We knew that, okay, today was going to be over at some point, and there was going to be a really good, there's a reward for all this work. And it was tangible, and you could see it. You could watch the dailies and stuff. So I heard the Hereditary click.
I heard that too. What the hell? Which is weird because this is pre-Hereditary. So.
Hereditary.
So here you can actually see us.
Oh yeah, here's some
This is
actual
us
footage.
actually working. So we got Ken, who is our production sound mixer.
Oh, and poor Nell was trying so hard not to blink here, and there was
Yes.
fucking breeze coming through the window.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yep. And one of the things
I'm
things
assuming
that
we left the window open because it was so hot in there.
Yes.
It was very
And we
hot
can't-
in there.
Yeah, and you can't have any AC because that's going to be picked up by the mics.
right.
So-
And when was this? Was this early September at this point, or was
This
this?
was this was
Late September?
end of September. This was
Okay.
end of September.
But still,
It was very hot.
excruciatingly hot.
It
Yeah.
for
was
whatever
well
reason.
because you have all those lights in there and all those people in there and all that stuff in there. It's like it was just it was like a sauna.
Yeah. I mean, we did mostly live sets for this entire shoot. There was no like sound stage, nothing like
Oh,
that.
no,
So
not at all.
we had no control over a lot of factors. That's why you see Ken laying on the floor. I'm shoved into a corner. Chris is using
Oh boy, it was
a
rough at
telescope
times.
box over there. But we made it work, and Lillith, I think, is once you guys watch it, you're gonna be like, wow, they actually did something with what looks like nothing, and we did.
Yeah,
We really
which is is exactly what we did.
Yeah.
We did a lot with nothing.
As we said before, like we were a few bones short of a skeleton crew.
Yeah.
And
we were a tibia crew.
Yeah. So I think that really we could the fact that we got what we got done with the resources that we had is
it's miraculous.
Is quite miraculous, and I'm very excited for us to actually show this to the world.
Yes.
Because this is going to be released.
It's gonna be
quite
soon
this year.
Quite soon.
Soon-ish.
We're in the middle of post-production right now. I know that I am in the middle of trying to get coloring started, color grading. So yeah, we're really getting to the last bits here.
It's like the back middle of post-production though.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, like we're getting really close. Our goal is by March.
Yeah.
By March, we're hoping that this thing will be done
completed,
and out there. So.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yes, and we will be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I think that our next video is
some
gonna
hopefully updates about how we're almost done with the movie.
Yep. We should have some more post-production footage for you. We'll share that with you guys. As always, though, until then, if you subscribe to us on Patreon, if you're a patron, thank you so much. Your money helps keep this going, helps keep our podcast hosted and going, our website going. So we appreciate that. If you're not, feel free to take a look at it. I'm sure we have links somewhere.
Yep,
Speaking of our podcast,
below and everywhere.
Speaking of podcasts, check that out as well. Season 1 has been uploaded to YouTube, so if you've missed them over the past year or so, they're there. And as always, because we're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, please do. We like you. I hope you like us.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
All right. So long.
Always good night.